Hey YouTube! Today I'm going to be doing a first impressions and review on the e.l.f. primer, and I'm going to be comparing it to my Holy Grail primer, which is the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I have been using this for about a year now. I mentioned it in my Everyday Products I Use video, and I'll link that down below. But I got the Urban Decay Naked Palette last year, and a sample size came with that, and so I ran out of that and immediately repurchased this because beforehand I had never used a primer for my eyes. And once I started using this with my Urban Decay palette, I can never go back. And unfortunately, this is $20, so it's kind of an expensive habit, an expensive Holy Grail product. But I love it. I swear that you could probably use this if you wanted to party for like 48 hours straight. You would not have your eyeshadow budge or crease, and I love that about this. But just recently, my friend Jessica was in the market for a eyeshadow primer. I told her that e.l.f. had one for $1. And so she went out and got this, and she said that it works great for her. So I really wanted to compare it to my Urban Decay Primer Potion. And I'm kind of rooting for this guy because it's $1 versus $20. And you get, for the $20, you get, how many ounces is this? This is 11 milliliters or 0.37 fluid ounces. And this one is 0.17 ounces or 5 milliliters. So this is a little bit smaller in size, but you could buy 20 of these to equal just one of these. So honestly, I'm rooting for this one. If this works out great and it works just the same as this, I will be more than thrilled, because that means every time I repurchase a primer, I only have to pay $1 versus $20. So I will be more than happy to have this guy beat my Holy Grail. So I'm going to go ahead and put these two on, and I only have done my face makeup right now. I have nothing on my eyes. And so I'm going to put the e.l.f. on my left eye and the Urban Decay on my right eye and see how they wear throughout the day, and do kind of a first impressions on how this feels. And so right off the bat, I love this packaging probably more than the Urban Decay packaging because, you know, this is easy. It's got a spout. It's easy to get out and everything like that. But the only problem with this is that I oftentimes put too much in my hands, and so I feel like I'm wasting like liquid gold because this is $20, and so if you put too much on your finger, you can't really get it back in there. So that kind of stinks. And then the e.l.f. packaging is more like a lip gloss kind of packaging. It has a, you know, Decay right here. And I think it's probably less likely that you'll put more than you need on your fingers with this because it's more easily controlled. The only difference is that with this, like I've done with a few products that are kind of expensive, I can cut off the bottom when I'm all done with this and get every last drop out of this. And this one, you can't really do that. You know, it's only going to last for as long as it goes on the applicator. So that's the difference on this packaging. But all in all, I kind of like this packaging more. So I'm going to put this one on my left, the e.l.f. And so let's see how it feels. So I'm going to put it right in the crease because that's where I get creasing with my eyeshadows. And I do actually crease a lot when it comes to putting on like cream eyeshadows, or even if I just have a dark eyeshadow on that I wear for a long period of time, I crease almost immediately because I guess I have greasy eyelids, I don't really know. So just off the bat, I like the feeling of this. I think it's a little bit more watery, or not watery, but just a little bit less thick than the Urban Decay one, but it's not a bad thing. It blends it out beautifully, and I think it's kind of lighter than the Urban Decay one, so I think it almost kind of hides my imperfections in my eyelids, like the veins and everything. So far so good. And it dries, I mean, it's dried and sunk right into my skin, so it doesn't feel like I have anything kind of like a barrier in my eyelid or anything, so that's good. And then I'm going to go ahead and put on the Urban Decay one, like I always do. And Urban Decay, it's thicker. I can tell that it's thicker, and it feels more like a kind of like a lotion when you put it on. But they blend out pretty similarly, actually. So I guess that's a good sign because they have a huge price difference, but they blend out similarly. I don't know. Similar. So yeah. Yeah, this one sinks right in. This one actually feels, the Urban Decay actually feels a little bit more of that primer silicone-y feel to it, while the e.l.f. one kind of definitely dries more than the Urban Decay one. So I think this one, the e.l.f. one dries a lot faster than the Urban Decay one, but they both feel fine, and they both look about the same. They don't one doesn't look darker or more opaque than the other one, so far so good. So now that I have both primers on my eyelids, I'm going to go ahead and do my normal eye makeup routine, except for I'm going to be using a cream eyeshadow. This is the CoverGirl Smoky Shadow Blast. I don't know if they still make these or not. I've had mine for quite a while. You can see that's kind of like decrepit and falling apart. But these I used to use without a eyeshadow primer before I had the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and they creased almost instantaneously. So this is kind of a really dark purple, and so I'll probably be using this color. And they crease really bad, so I know that the Urban Decay one will keep it from creasing, but I'm going to use this so it can be the true test of the e.l.f. primer, because I know that these will crease really bad without a primer, so I'm going to see how they compare and how e.l.f. suits up to my Holy Grail. So I'm going to go ahead and put my eyeshadow on and do the rest of my makeup and my hair, and I will see you guys in a few minutes. Hey guys, so I am back and looking a little bit more presentable, and I did my eye makeup and my hair, as you can see, and I used that CoverGirl Shadow Blast in my crease, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's that really deep purple in the crease, and I got it all the way up in there. So if it creases, we're going to find out, because that stuff creases really bad with no primer, so we're going to see how they hold up. And I didn't really see a huge difference in how makeup applies between the two. They both made makeup go on really easy, and there was no problems or no differences in between them. So it is 11 o'clock in the morning right now, and I'm going to be checking in with you guys throughout the day to see how the primers are wearing on, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Hey everybody, I just want to give you guys a brief update on how the primers are doing. It's almost 4 o'clock, it's about 3:50, so they've been on my eyes for about 4 to 5 hours now, and so you can see the e.l.f. primer is on the left eye, and there's been no creasing with that. And then the Urban Decay Primer Potion is on my right eye, and there's also been no creasing. So that's really exciting, because that means that the $1 e.l.f. primer is holding up to par with the Urban Decay primer right now. So I hope that continues, and I will see you guys in a couple hours to let you know how they have been doing. Hey everyone, I am back with my final verdict and kind of final check-in with this e.l.f. Eyelid Primer, and compared to my Urban Decay Primer Potion. It's about 8:20 right now, so it's been about 9 hours since I first applied both primers, and it's been really humid and kind of muggy outside today, so it's been a really good test of whether this is going to work well against the primer potion. And you can see here that I've had some kind of like purple gathering where the Shadow Blast is kind of sunk into my crease, but no like real creasing, just kind of, you know, where it's gathered in those deep creases. And I don't really blame either of these products for that, because the Shadow Blast is, for one, I've had it forever, so it's really old, and also it's always really creased badly on me, so I don't blame either of those primers on that. And also, the good news is that both of my eyelids look exactly the same, so somehow this $1 e.l.f. Primer has held up against my Holy Grail Primer Potion by Urban Decay, and I'm completely amazed. The only reason I've really kept going back to the Urban Decay Primer Potion is because I thought it was the best of the best, and the reason I've kind of bit my nails and like gritted my teeth about paying $20 each time I have to go get another one is because I thought that nothing else would be even compared to it. So the fact that this $1 e.l.f. product kind of stands up to it and it's almost exactly the same blows my mind. So I just want to say thank you to my roommate Jessica for recommending this to me, and if you love the Urban Decay Primer Potion like I do, I would go out and recommend trying this just to see how it goes for you. And I will definitely keep on using this, and if I have to go repurchase a primer, it's definitely going to be this one, just because the price difference is incredible, and the fact that they both have almost the same quality is like so exciting to me. So if you want kind of an update on if this is still working for me in a couple weeks from now, just let me know in the comments below, and I'd be happy to do that. And if you like this video, please thumbs up it and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.